introducing Susan Pfeiffer, who is she's a transformational healer who has just written an amazing book, a very racy thriller, which I think is interesting for anyone to read who wants to sort of uncover their shadow self and delve a bit deeper into the occult or occulted and mysticism. And I've brought Susie on to talk about her book and to learn more about her journey, her soul journey, because obviously it's been her process of healing and general soul journey evolution, which has brought her to creating this incredible book. And we're going to learn about her and more of her healing work as well. So the book is called House of Vries. Welcome, Susie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Bless you. Thank you.
Very welcome. Now, tell me about the House of Vries. What is it all about?
Wow, it's about a reporter that is in need of a job change. She's just recently divorced and she's wanting to seek an adventure, really. She's bored, London life, stuck in the monotony of her job, and she's under deadline from her boss to find a new story. In desperation, she leaves the office and goes to a favourite cafe where she overhears a conversation in Dutch, which invokes a deep memory of a house along the canal in Amsterdam, because she used to visit with her ex-husband, and this house sort of gave her chills every time she walked past it, and it just made her think, well, maybe I could write about this book. I write about the story, the house. Sorry to cut that. To write about the story, the house. So she goes back to her boss and says, "Can I?"
Don't give it all away because it's amazing. But yes,
no. She goes back to her
yeah.
boss, and he just says, "Yes, go and meet, go and." So he gives her the yes, and so she sets off on this journey to Amsterdam,
And what a journey it is.
unaware of what lies behind that big black imposing door, and things happen to her when she walks through the door.
Yeah, it's quite a deep journey, isn't it?
Yeah,
So really, really deep. And
yeah.
what do you think brought this book out of you? What inspired you to write this?
Well, I've been learning transformational healing for quite a while, and it works on a soul level, so it enables you to look at your shadow side. So I
Mm.
feel that learning that this modality really helped me to get in to the writing on a deeper level, because I was always writing, but more on a light frame and not really delving deep, and
Yeah.
too fearful of going down there. But this book came to me out of a writing prompt as I joined my local writing group, and it suddenly just took off. It wasn't the book I intended to write when I joined the writing group, um, and it just evolved. And I didn't even know I was writing this book. It it was going to be 800 word short piece for homework, and I wrote it down and read it out to my friends in the group, and they were really shocked. Oh my gosh, what's that? Where does that come from? Because all my other writing pieces have been like Mills and Bloom and stuff
I
like that.
think people will be shocked when they read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will be. So
Mm.
that's where it came from. So it just came out of nowhere, and I just kept writing it, and then my mentor said, "Well, I think you need to make it into chapters now." And I said, "Well, why don't you write it in the first person? Because then you'll get to feel Sophia." So that's why it's in the first person, because it enabled me to feel, what she was
Yeah.
going through, so I could describe it. Not everything, of course, but to try and convey that to the reader.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
how has this book helped your journey, do you think though?
oh, it's made me.
I mean, you're a
But
transformational healer.
yeah, so
And what is that exactly?
well, transformational healing is just about holding the client in the energy of love, in a sacred space, so that you are inviting their higher self or soul self to journey with them, as you ask them to let go of their ego self so they can jump into their body and really feel what it's like to be them. So, it's really deep soul work, and it can bring out emotions on so many different ways, but it's really cleansing and it's cathartic as well. Um, and so obviously people are a bit fearful of looking at the shadow side,
Mm,
because we know we have to do the inner work. But when you're being supported by someone holding you, reminding you you're not on your own, your
yeah,
soul is with you, it it gives you that space to go look within. And the transformational comes in when the facilitator brings in your divine truth of who you
yeah,
truly are.
yeah,
So I feel with writing this book, learning that technique helped me to get into the depths of my soul, um, and gave me the freedom to explore my creativity that's been dying to come out of me for many years, and it was suddenly unleashed, and I thought, wow, I'm going for it. um, yeah, so it's
yeah.
quite it's quite gritty, my book, I must
Yes,
say.
yes, yes. I think anyone who reads it will be quite surprised at the story that comes out.
Yeah,
And I do encourage people to read it because I think it's real proof of, someone or you releasing and letting go and just allowing a story or a journey to unfold in that book,
yeah.
which is very powerful because I know for you there's a lot of past life stuff coming out in the book,
Mhm.
which has been very releasing for you.
Yes.
When other people read it, what do you think the main benefits are? Um,
Well, I feel the main benefits of it is reminding them that everything's an illusion, and um, don't be fearful of the fear, because the fear is just an illusion as well. So that is the main thread running through the story, just reminding them that, you know, and
because it,
because it's a metaphysical book, it's all about people's perceptions. So what someone may see, others may not. But I
yeah,
know it's intricately woven throughout my book. Some may just see the sex in it, but if that's a way of getting it out there
yeah,
to remind people that there's more to life than this reality,
yeah,
then that's fine.
yeah. Because it is ultimately for you a spiritual message, isn't it?
There is a spiritual message interwoven with all the stuff that's going on, but it's that the reader is transported, and so it's not until the end that things become apparent. But I have left it open
Yeah,
for a sequel, so we don't know what's going to happen next.
yeah. And I'm just curious as a matter. So the genre that you're writing in is quite unusual. So is it or is it? I mean, the it's quite a small
Well,
market. Is it
it's
metaphysical
metaphysical fiction is
fiction?
adult, but it's actually like fantasy, supernatural, mystical
Yes,
as well. See, I don't want to put something else in it because it'll give the game
that
away.
you've written. Yeah, a book.
Yeah,
And a novel. I mean, it's such an accomplishment. Um, from where you began your whole journey with healing right at the beginning.
yeah,
Um, you know, I think when we spoke last time, you were telling me that you having was it occupational therapy or support initially with postnatal depression.
postnatal depression many years ago. Yeah, that's
Yes,
right. Yes, yeah,
yeah, and to think that now that whole journey has led you up to a published author
I know,
of
and I
past
wouldn't
lives.
And I wouldn't have thought I would have written a book like this.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. And it's so well written, I have to say. It's beautifully written
Thank you.
as well. Um, so are you going to be now creating some kind of, I mean, how can people experience more of what you do? You're an author and you're transformational healer. How
Well,
do we how
well,
do
that,
we get more of you?
well, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook as the Golden Healing Light, and obviously on my book on studio.waters. That's Facebook and Instagram as well. So,
And will we hopefully get some workshops from you? Something, all to encourage us all to get ourselves more out there through
yeah,
creative ability.
I'm sure there's one coming somewhere that will come to my thoughts. And yeah, as I've never done a workshop, so it'll be a new experience for me to learn and grow as with
Next
everybody.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just think congratulations to you because you know you've become an author and you are not an expected author. You
No,
weren't trained to be an author,
no,
but you achieved your goal,
yes.
achieved a massive goal.
When I joined the writing group, my intention was going to write a book about me and my late husband because of all the spiritual synchronicities. So when this jumped through, I thought, well, I've got to write this one. And actually, my late husband is in my book, but not as he was in this life. So that's another. So people that will know my late husband, then they can work out which character he is.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
is a
it's
lot of fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What a massive achievement! Massive achievement. And I encourage anyone to go and get a copy. You have it on Amazon, don't you? Amazon
It's
Waterstone.
on Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk, and it's on the website of Waterstones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I have a copy. I've got my online version, which is why I haven't got it here to hold.
that's right. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, incredible book, and well done. Yeah, you are. What word can I say? Let's a word where you're making people realize that dreams can come true.
That's it. Yeah. Because if I can do it, you can do it. I mean, I did invest in myself, and I did get it professionally edited. Because when you want to book a book out there, you want it to look professional. Because I'm representing myself and what I do, and I needed it to be right. So, and Spiffing Covers have been absolutely brilliant to work with, an amazing company, and they designed my jacket, which is just brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
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 it's quite mysterious, but it's sort of yeah, and it is actually really just how I describe Sophia, which is really brilliant, isn't it?
yeah. I think it's brilliant, and I think it's one of these stories which actually would really just fit a TV series because it's quite long in the respect that there's a lot happens. The chapters are short, but
Yeah.
it's quite a long storyline in a way, and I
Yes.
can see it perfectly fitting into episodes.
Yes. That will be a dream. I have put it out there to universe. So yes, come on.
One
Yes.
which you will achieve it.
Yeah.
You've done one step, so
Yeah. I tend to achieve my goals, which is which is amazing, really.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah. But
fantastic.
there are so many different layers within this book.
Yeah.
Um, some of the scenes I did find it hard to write myself because, but then I'm being creative and, you know, Agatha Christie wrote awkward stuff, didn't they? And who's the, was it Edgar Allan Poe? His
Yeah,
writing was very deep and dark,
yeah,
wasn't it? And he was so wordy, wasn't
yeah,
you know? So I think when you're a creative writer, you have to be able to let yourself get out of the way so you can just channel whatever comes into you. And I always say to people, is just write what comes in and then edit it at a later stage. Because if you try to edit it when you're working on a novel, it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. You've just got to let the creativity flow
Yeah,
through and allow it, and then come back to it and see what you want to pull in.
I know, and yeah, I think it's just amazing that I've managed to achieve it.
Yeah,
Actually,
it is amazing. It is amazing.
oh,
Wow. So, 3 words to describe your book. What could we say if we were going to put it out there with 3 big words?
compelling,
It is, yeah, compelling, yeah, absolutely.
intriguing,
Yeah,
pretty.
yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you've done it brilliantly. So that's the main thing. So uh fantastic. So now you're a healer and an author,
Yes.
and anyone can come to you for either,
Oh yes.
both, and also I think now you've got that ability to be able to help other people deal with their shadow
Yes.
side.
Because this is really what's it all about. The shadow side of my book, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
Thank you so much for coming on and talking about
Well,
your book.
you're welcome.
It's always lovely to speak to Susie. And you can find Susie on Instagram, and you're on Facebook, aren't you? Which
That's correct. Yeah.
I'll put some notes on.
Yeah, Golden Healing Light and Studio.Waters or Studio 1709. Yeah, so you can find me on there. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you for interviewing me. Thank you,
Very,
thank you, thank you,
very welcome.
thank you.
Take care.